Hello, and thank you for watching. My name is Bradford Roberts, Principal Broker, Founder, and Owner of TR Realty in the Las Vegas area. After watching this video, please be sure to like it as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the pertinent handouts for this video by clicking the link in the comments below. Now let's get started. Let's talk about the best ways to make money as a property manager. I think there's 4 good ways to bring in property management accounts. I want to talk about those. Number 1 is online reviews. Online reviews are incredibly powerful, probably a lot more powerful than you know. When property owners are looking for a new property management company, they typically go online and they look at reviews. Specifically, they look at reviews that were written by other owners. And we're very lucky at TR Realty to have excellent reviews on all of the major review sites. If you look at most of our competitors, however, typically their reviews are not as good. So we do benefit from that. And I always encourage property managers to get those online reviews because there's a direct correlation between the number of positive reviews a property manager has online and the number of property owners making inquiry about managing their properties. That is a pretty clear straight line to me. Second way to bring in new accounts is from agents. The vast majority of real estate agents are not permitted property managers, and therefore when they come across someone who wishes to have their property managed, they can't do it. So typically property managers need to have relationships with as many agents as possible so that they end up with those property management referrals. And most of the time, those property managers will pay a referral fee. It's generally $300 for a residential referral, but that is up to the property manager to make that decision. But certainly, agents are a great source of property management accounts. The third way is house leads, meaning leads that come from me. So we do get a very good number of property owners who either walk in, call in, email, or sometimes even text me looking for a property to be managed. Those are what we call house leads. They're paid the same at TR Realty. We don't take any extra cut like most companies do. But if you're doing a good job with property management, if you're bringing in lots of positive reviews and I'm not getting a lot of complaints and problems with you, then you're going to get house leads from me as well. And the fourth way to bring in accounts is from FRBOs. FRBO stands for For Rent by Owner. And one good thing that a young property manager or an aspiring property manager can do is to work with rental leads and look in MLS for properties that are being listed by non-property managers, or courtesy listings as we refer to them. Because now if you bring a tenant to that property, you have a way to communicate with the owner and show the owner that you're actually walking the walk. You're not just, mailing out a postcard saying, this is what I could do. You're actually doing it. You're bringing a tenant to the property. And in a lot of cases, if that property is being listed by a non-property manager, you can solicit that owner for your property management services, and you might very well end up with that account. So those are the 4 ways that I recommend property managers start looking for new accounts. Now at TR Realty, property managers are welcome to work their own rental leads. And like I talked about earlier in this video series, most of the time when property managers get busy, they start to get 40, 50, 60 accounts. Most of them will slow down or completely stop working their own rental leads. Well, that's their discretion. They can do that or not. But if they choose not to work those rental leads, then we require the property manager to forward those leads to the company so they can be disseminated as part of our rental lead program at TR Realty. It's good for the owner to have as many agents showing that property as possible. It's good for the property manager because if they don't want to work the lead, that property is vacant, we want to get a tenant in there as soon as possible to start generating revenue for the manager, for the owner, and for the company as well. So property managers are welcome to work those leads, in which case if they successfully put a tenant in the property, they are double dipping that rental. Means they're getting the listing side and they're getting the tenant side of the commission as well. So that's a good thing. TR Realty has property management brochures that our property managers can use for marketing purposes. We have both a printed version and an electronic version that can be used, like I said, for marketing or for advertising purposes. Our property managers are allowed to charge whatever commission they want, just like they can do in a sale. Typically, property managers charge somewhere between 7 and 10% of the monthly rent. When the rent is low, the percentage tends to be higher. When the property is older, the percentage tends to be higher. But property managers do have the ability to negotiate their commission, especially in a multiple property situation, right? If an owner comes in and says, I'd like you to manage my 12 properties, then the property manager might be more willing to reduce their commission, especially if those properties are in good condition and not older properties not requiring a lot of upkeep all the time. But property managers do earn their income by charging a percentage of the monthly rent. And let's talk about the financial structure at TR Realty. So we allow the property manager to keep all of the management fee except for a flat fee of $29 per door per month on a residential account or $39 per door per month on a commercial account. So we're going to get the flat fee at TR Realty just like we do on the sales side, and that allows the property manager the flexibility, the freedom to run their business their way, to make decisions on the commission that they would like to charge to that property owner. Let's talk about some other charges as well. So there's something called a leasing fee, which we require at TR Realty. That is property management speak for the listing side of the commission. Then we also have what's called an extraordinary service fee. We do require that to be in our PMA. An extraordinary service fee is what we charge to do things for the property owner that are not a normal course of business. So one example that comes to mind is a property owner might be renovating a property, as an example. So there's no income being generated for the owner or the property manager if the property is vacant, and the owner might ask the property manager to go to let vendors in to check that new carpeting has been installed or new appliances have been delivered, or we've had owners ask us to go and wait for the cable company to install internet, all kinds of things like that. Wait for the alarm company, whatever. In those cases, when those things are not considered a normal part of our business, we charge an extraordinary service fee. One fee that's optional is known as a setup fee. A lot of companies charge this. Most property managers at TR Realty do not charge a setup fee. It's basically a junk fee. It's a fee that can be charged to, quote unquote, set up a new account. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but we typically do not charge that fee at TR Realty. Another optional fee that most of our property managers do not charge is a lease renewal fee. So most of the time we don't charge for that because if the tenant is renewing the lease, there's continuity in the income. For the property manager, for the property owner, we don't want to charge any more money for that. We're just happy to not have a vacancy because usually vacancy equals no income for anybody. So most of the property managers here do not charge a lease renewal fee. Our property managers can charge, this is optional, they can charge for a vacant property, but typically property managers only do that for commercial properties or multifamilies. Multifamily properties are different than single family. They typically require a lot of upkeep, a lot of babysitting, if you will, even if those properties are completely vacant. So property managers get to keep all of the management income, like we just talked about, except the $29 on a residential door or the $39 on a commercial door. Plus, they get to keep half of the late fees. They get to keep half of the inspection fees. They get to keep half of the setup fees if they do decide to charge that. They get half of the extraordinary service fees, half of cancellation fees, or any other miscellaneous fees. But please note that property managers at TR Realty do not get any part of the application fee whatsoever. I did cover that earlier, but I want to hit that again because, again, in most companies, property managers do get a part of the application fee. They don't get any part of the application fee here. We want to make sure that property managers do not allow any applications to come across the reception desk if they've already made a decision on a tenant just because they're earning money to do so. So they don't get any part of those application fees. Sometimes on commercial properties or multifamily properties, our property managers might charge a flat fee rather than a percentage. And they have the flexibility to do that here at TR Realty. So in the case that they're charging a flat fee for, let's say, a big, multifamily property, an apartment complex, or a commercial property, property manager can charge whatever they wish as that flat fee, but that's going to be an 80-20 split between the property manager and TR Realty. And having gone through all of these financial constructs with you, I just want to summarize by addressing the question, how much can a property manager really make? I do get that question quite a bit. If I go to school, if I pass the exams, if I spend money for the permit and insurance, how much can a property manager really make? Well, the answer is everything from zero to infinity, right? I know that's pretty specific. But if you have no way of bringing in accounts, if you don't know anybody, if you don't solicit accounts, if you don't do any of the things we talked about here, if you don't know any investors, if you have no way to bring in accounts, well, you're going to starve doing property management. So that's the zero side. When I say infinity, there's truly no limit on the number of accounts that you can have as a property manager. And typically when you get up around 100 accounts or so, that's just a rough estimate, you might want to think about having an assistant. That's certainly at your own discretion. And the assistant would work for you. The assistant would not work directly for TR Realty. But I can tell you that good property managers who bring in accounts on a regular basis can literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, especially here at TR Realty. Because at most companies, property managers and brokers share the income, roughly down the middle. But here, considering that TR Realty only takes a flat fee, that leaves huge potential for the property manager to generate revenue. And when you get up in the 100, 200, 300 property range, you could be easily talking about a few $100,000 a year in property management income. So folks, property management is a grind. It's tough, but if you do it right, the income potential month after month after month after month, unlike sales, which are typically one-off, the income potential is astronomical. I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative for you. If you are licensed with another brokerage in Southern Nevada and would like to talk with me, please text me or visit our website. See you next time.